Hi, boys and girls. It's Miss Carpenter again, and I'm going to be going over lesson 8 of your Iready workbook pages, and we are going to be on pages 478 and 479. And we're going to be talking about commonly confused words. And if you'll look at our skill up here at the top right, it's L41G, which says I can correctly use frequently confused words. All right, and so here's our introduction. It says homophones. Now, homophones, I want to break that word apart before we get any farther. Homo means one, okay? Phone means sound. So these are words that have one sound. So they can be different words, but they make the same sound, okay? And it says homophones are words that sound alike but have different meanings and spellings. Homophones are easily to confuse because they sound the same. I mean, when you read a sentence, it sounds like it's right but if you have to look at the spelling of that word. Now, some of our frequently confused words, we've seen this one before. Two, all right, as in the number two. I am 2 years old. Let's look over here. Kyra is excited about two things. Now, if you're ever unsure if two's going to fit there, put another number there, like 5. Kyra is excited about 5 things. Well, then the TWO would fit. The other one is TOO, which means also. And look at our sentence. She loves swimming, but she loves writing too. She also loves writing. Okay. Another way to read this sentence would be you had too much to eat. Maybe you got a stomach ache because you ate too much ice cream. You ate more than enough. All right. The other one is TO. That means in a direction to. You may be walking to the park or walking to the bathroom. It says she goes to the pool almost every day. That means she goes into a certain direction to get to that pool every day. All right, some other ones that we look at are there, and there. Yeah, they all sound just alike. Well, this there is a place, here or there. The swim team practices there. If you're not sure if this there fits there, find the smaller word here in there. The swim team practices here. If here or there will fit there, you know that it's going to be there, THERE. All right, the second there, it means belonging to them. Okay, they try to improve their speed. Well, that speed belongs to them. I went over to their house. Well, that house belongs to them. Okay, and our last one that we're going to be looking at in our chart is the contraction there. Now, this one to me is the easiest one to pick apart because you can break the contraction into the two words that make it up, and it easily makes sense or doesn't. Okay, for example, next week they are having a big meet. They are having a big meet. Now, if you use that one up here, the swim team practices, that wouldn't fit. Okay, so this one, I always try to eliminate that one first, and then I move to the others. Okay, now some other homophones we have down here. We have no, as in no, you can't have ice cream for dinner, which is the opposite of yes. Then we have KNOW, which means to be aware of. If someone knocks on your door and you know them, you're aware of who they are. Okay? Here's another contraction that is easy to pick out. It's, which breaks into it is. Okay? The other one doesn't have the apostrophe, it's just simply it's. All right? Hours and hours. This one is a unit of time. I slept 7 hours last night. All right? Or that dog is ours, OURS. That means that dog belongs to us. Okay? Now, let's look at some of the ones over here in this last column. We have right. Now, this one can mean I got my answer correct. Or for Miss Carpenter, I write with my right hand. Okay? Or some of you may be left handed or right handed. That would be the direction. You may go to the end of the street and turn right to get to your grandmother's house, okay? The other right is what we do on paper with a pencil. We write on paper. All right, then we have would and would. This one is a question. Would you like to have spaghetti for dinner? Okay. She would like to have spaghetti for dinner. So it's a certain condition of whether you would like it or not. The other one is wood, as in like pieces of furniture. Wood comes from a tree, so it's furniture that's made from a tree is made of wood. Okay. And then our last one that looking at is new and new. Now the first one is the opposite of old. Now Miss Carpenter's old. She's not new, okay? Maybe we could go to the hospital and see a newborn baby, okay? And then our last one is new, as in the past tense of know. I knew you were going to get that question right, which is the past tense of know. Past tense meaning it has already happened. Now, before we get started on our guided practice down here, let's read our hint. You remember, we always read our hints to tell us any little tidbit of information that could help us out. It says, hint, if you're not sure which spelling to use for a homophone, check the different spellings and their meanings in a dictionary. Now, I know some of us do not have a dictionary at home as far as the actual book, but just about everyone has a phone, or you have your computers at home. You can go to dictionary.com and you can pull up the spellings of these words and see which one they mean. I do encourage you to memorize them as much as you possibly can, because these are some commonly mistakes that we don't always catch when we're editing or revising our stories or sentences. So we really need to learn these homophones. As they say, these are frequently confused words. Now, let's go down here and let's work these questions down here at the bottom. All right, the directions say, circle the correct homophone in parentheses. All right, let's read number 1. It says, not many people know how fast Kyra is. Well, which no is it? Let's go up here and let's find no. We have the opposite of yes, or we have to be aware of. So let's put yes in there. Not many people yes how fast Kyra is. That doesn't fit. Can not many people are aware of how fast Kyra is? Yes, that one fits. So we would circle no, K-N-O-W. All right, number 2. They would not want to compete against her if they did. Now, they would. This wood means it came from a tree. Are they made of wood? I don't think so, but let's look at the other one. They would not want to compete against her if they did. A certain condition. Would that be a certain condition? Yes, it would. So we would capitalize W-O-U-L-D. All right, let's look at number 3. She has a new coach who is helping her. All right, new. We have new as in the past tense of know, or we have new as in the opposite of old. Okay, I went to the store and bought new shoes. I really didn't, but I would love to. All right, so let's look at number 3. Is it going to be K-N-E-W or N-E-W? All right, if you said N-E-W, you are correct. Okay, now let's go down to number 4. He thinks it's possible for her to be on the Olympic team. Now, remember, it's is one of ours that it's easy to eliminate because we can break it apart into the 2 words that make up that contraction. He thinks it is possible for her to be on the Olympic team. Well, there it is. There's our answer right there. Okay, because we're not going to be showing ownership of belonging to. The it's is not going to be belonging to he. All right, let's look at number 5. Kyra is working hard to prove him right. Now, right, the first one is what we do on paper. Or is it right as in correct or the opposite of left? Kyra is trying to prove him, yes, correct. So it would be the R-I-G-H-T. Okay? And then our last one on our guided practice is number 6. We have there, and there. Okay? Now we've done these a lot this year. Okay, so let's look at these. There, there, and there. Goal is for Kyra to beat her own time. Now, there, their goal. That sounds good. Their goal. Can the goal belong to them? Well, yes, it can. So that one might be our correct answer. Now, let's look at there. There. Now, remember, we can put here to see if it makes sense. Here goal is for Kyra to beat her own time. That one does not make sense. And then let's look at the contraction. Remember, we break it apart. They are goal is for Kyra to beat her own time. No, that one doesn't make sense either. So it's going to be the first one, Their, because that goal belongs to them. Okay, now let's move over to our independent practice. Okay, our independent practice. Now you can pause this video for a few minutes and go through and work these questions, and then we can come back and go over the answers. Okay, so you can pause your video now, and when you get finished, you can start back up. All right, guys, now that you have worked your problems, let's go over them and check them, okay? Now, first of all, let's read those directions. For numbers 1 through 5, in which sentences are the underlined homophones spelled correctly? Now, we need to remember correctly. We're not looking for incorrect. We're looking for correctly. So that means used in the right manner. So let's look at letter A. Says Kyra spends at least 2 hours at the pool every day. Now let's put another number in there. Kyra spends at least 5 hours at the pool every day. Now that sounds right. Okay, I'm going to put a dot there because that means my maybe question, because I'm not going to mark it until I go through the rest of my answer choices. Kyra spends at least 2 hours at the pool every day. All right, same sentence, but this time they use TOO. Now the TOO means also here. Kyra spends at least also at the pool every day? No, that one does not make sense. Let's look at letter C. Kyra spends at least 2 hours at the pool every day. Now, we have 2 homophones in this sentence. Actually, we've got them in all of them. 2 hours. Now, this hours means belonging to me. All right. 2, TO, means going in the direction of. The Kyra is not doing either one of these in this sentence, so C is not correct. All right, let's go to choice D. Kyra spends at least 2 hours at the pool every day. Now, they do have the correct 2, but look at hours. This hours as in belonging to us. That dog is ours. So this one would not be a matter of time. So D would not be it. So A, our very first sentence, was the correctly used homophone. All right, let's go to number 2. Her teammates practice with their team too. Now, there is correct, but look at TO. TO means in direction of. This one should mean also, okay? So that one is not going to be the correct answer. Let's go to choice B. Her teammates practice with their team too. All right, again, we've got the correct there because that team does belong to them. Now, are we going to practice also? Yes, we are. So we're going to put a dot here because we're going to come back to it and make sure it's right. C, teammates practice with their team too. Now, they've got the correct TOO here, but look at there. This needs to be, let's put here there. Her teammates practice with her team too. That one would not make sense. So we would mark out choice C as well. All right, and let's go down to choice D. Her teammates practice with their team too. Now, this one's going to be easy to eliminate. Her teammates practice with they are team too. That one is not used correctly. So our correct answer here would be choice B. They used their and to both in the correct sense. Now, let's go down to number 3. Let me move my camera a little bit. All right, question 3. It's not easy to be there each day. It's. All right, now let's think. It's here means belonging to. Does it's here really belong to anything? No, it doesn't. Now, this there Could I put it's not easy to be here each day after school? I could. So this there is correct, but this it's is not. Okay? Now let's look at choice B. It's not easy to be there each day after school. Again, they use the same it, so we know that one is not going to be correct. We also see that they used a different there, and we're looking for a sentence that used THERE because that one was used correctly. Let's go down to choice C. So we're marking out A and we're marking out B. Let's go down to choice C. It's not easy to be there each day after school. Now, these two are contractions. We can break them apart. It is not easy to be they are each day after school. Now, this it's sounds correct, but this, this they are does not. All right, so now let's go down to choice D. It's, which we see the correct homophone there, not easy to be there, which goes back up to choice A where it was correct, each day after school. So choice D would be the correct answer. Okay, now we're down to our last two questions. All right, number 4. Kyra knew she would have less time for writing. Now let's look at Kyra knew. New here is the opposite of old. Kyra old, Kyra new. That one does not fit. All right, Kyra knew she would. Do we need the wood made out of a tree or do we need the wood that means a certain condition? This wood is actually correct, but the new that was in the front was not. Let's go to B. Kyra knew, hey, we've got the other new, so that one is correct. She would have less time for writing. I believe we have found our correct answer. So let's dot it just to make sure because we don't mark an answer until we make sure we go through our other answers. Kyra knew, correct knew, she would have less time for writing. Now this wood is talking about a tree. That's not the correct wood. So no, we would mark that one out. And let's go to choice D. Kyra knew. We go back to the one at the top where they use knew. All right, and then again we see would here again that we just marked out here, so we know that one's not the correct answer here. So B. Now, boys and girls, what I'm trying to show you is how you can use other sentences and mark out answers that you know are not right. That's a test-taking skill. If we knew here that knew was wrong, we should know this no down here was wrong. If we know this wood is wrong, we know this wood is wrong. So that's a test-taking skill, being able to take an answer and mark out other answers based on correct things that you have already found or incorrect things that you have already found and eliminated. All right, now we have question number 5. I know I will write about my swimming someday, she says. All right, let's look at no. No is underlined. I know. All right, this know means to be aware of. Is she aware that she will write about her swimming one day? Or do we want no as in the opposite of yes? Yes, I will. This no is not correct. Now let's check and see if this right is correct. I will write about my swimming someday. This right is a direction. We want to know something that we do with a pencil or a pen or a computer laptop. This one's not right. So now, can we, this one is correct. I'm sorry, I marked that one out and I should not have. Okay, so now if you look at choice A, do you see any other one? We know right here, RIGHT is wrong. Is there any other one that uses that one? This one does. So you know that A and D are not correct answers. You've marked out 50% of your answers. So now you have a 50-50 chance of getting it right. Okay, so you've marked out the answers you know are wrong. But now, so we got to go back to B and C. We know that this KNOW is what we need. Okay, now let's look at B. I know. NO. That's not the one we need. Okay, so we know here that B is not going to be right. And because we also see over here, this is the right that we need. We need the one we do with paper and pen, and that's the one we do here, RWRITE. Okay, so we know B is not right. And our last one is C. I know I will write about my swimming someday, she says. I know she wants to be aware of it. That is correct. She will write. That means she will put her thoughts down onto paper, all right, about her swimming. So choice C here would be the right answer. Okay, now as a wrap up of our lesson and a closure of our lesson, boys and girls, I want to encourage you that when you're editing and you're reading sentences that are using commonly confused words as the ones that we have gone over here, remember, try to, if you can, break the word apart if it's a contraction. Use, if it's like the number 2, TWO, put another number in there, 47, 6, 1. You can put other numbers in there. There are ways you can do that you can eliminate these answers, because when you're editing, it's going to sound right. You can't just read the sentence and say, "Hey, that sentence is right." Yes, it sounds right, but does it look right? Okay, we want it to sound right and look right. We don't want it to be only uh, right on the outside. We want it to be right all the way down to the bottom. Okay. All right, boys and girls. I appreciate you guys listening to me today. I hope I have helped you out on some commonly confused words. If you have any questions about this, please message your teacher and ask anything that you would like to ask about these words. Okay. And if I can help you out in any way, let me know. I hope everybody's had a great Thursday. Bye, guys.